Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. This is a pretty exciting and a pretty amazing day for us all that we are going to kick off our Women in Artificial Intelligence Awards for North America 2022. We have all been tirelessly working as advisors, partners, team members to reach this day and to be able to celebrate the women innovators across North America. And this has been fruitful only because of all your support and dedication. I would like to invite Pua Subram, who is the Women in AI Ambassador for North America and USA, to welcome and introduce Women in AI and Women in AI Awards to you all. Pua, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thanks, Frinzi. Can we share the deck also, please? And hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. And once again, welcome to Women in AI North America Awards launch event. Like Frinzi mentioned, my name is Bua and I'm the North America and US Ambassador. I'm based in New York. And thank you for joining us and supporting us from across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, wherever you're dialing in from. We are thrilled and honored. Today, just to kick off the panel chat, we'll have a quick intro of Women in AI as an organization and as a community. We'll go into a high-level overview of how the awards program for North America will be structured. And then I'll hand it over to Davar, who's our senior advisor, to continue the launch. If we can go to the next slide, Frenzy, please. As many of you may already know, we are a 100% volunteer-led organization from ground up. We are focused on closing the gender gap for women and girls in AI. We are spread across 150 odd countries. We are 10,000 members strong, and our community is growing on a daily basis. If we go into the next slide, we can have a quick look at various initiatives we run globally, and awards being one. We do have programs that cover if you're a student or launching a business, be it in government, academia, there's something for everyone, using AI as a technology, applying it to solve a global challenge, and so on. So if you're interested, please do reach out to one of us, and we can happily collaborate together. And if we go into the next slide, just a quick intro. Awards was launched initially in Europe. We are Paris-based nonprofit organization. And we had a huge success in Australia and New Zealand across the APAC community. And today we are excited to launch awards program in North America with a key focus on diverse innovators across entrepreneurial sector, or if you're a researcher in the academia, or focused on social good in the industry with public policy or even DEI, ASG, and even if it's in the corporate sector. Our goal is to ensure we are able to empower and highlight these innovators and able to give way to additional women and girls to get into the field of artificial intelligence. Now let me hand over to Davar, our senior advisor, to continue the launch.
Thank you so much, Buva and Frinzi and Susan. And it's an incredible honor to announce that our strategic partner for the Women in AI North America is Get Cities. And Get Cities is an initiative designed to accelerate the leadership and representation of women, trans, and non-binary people in tech, supported by the SecondMuse Foundation, as well as Pivotal Ventures and Melinda French Gates Company. I'm really honored to have the National Director, Leslie Lynn Smith, with us today, who will also be joining us later in the panel, as well as Carrie Freeman, the co-CEO of SecondMuse, and Dorian as well as part of the Get Cities program. So let me turn it just for a second to Leslie to say hi. I don't know if you're on mute or can you guys hear me? Okay, so let me, it's okay, maybe for some reason we can't hear Leslie. I would like to, we'll come back to you. Maybe for the next slide, we can announce that our AI for Humanity Awards sponsors are Mila, and that is Quebec Artificial Intelligence Institute, founded by Joshua Bengio. And we are thrilled to have Mila as our AI for Humanity partner. Next slide, please. For our young role model in AI sponsor, we have Amy, and that is the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute. And that is one of Canada's 3 centers for AI excellence. So again, thank you so much for being part of the foundations for building this awards program here in North America. And moving on to the next sponsor, very excited to welcome Top Coder. And Adam from Top Coder is here, and Jesse might also be here. We can try to see if we can hear you, Adam. You can try. If not, no worries. No worries. So feel free, Adam, to drop some information in chat about Top Coder, and also Mila and Amy as well, so that we could get your information and get cities.
It looks like I am unmuted now.
Okay, go ahead, Adam.
So I just very excited to be here. Very excited to have Top Coder sponsor the event. Just, you know, Top Coder is an amazing community. As written here, we are really here to help everyone connect, earn, and learn. Been around for the past 20 years. So if you're interested in AI, in data science, in competitive programming, Top Coder is a great place to start, to look to upskill, to look to reskill. So very excited to be a sponsor, and excited to see the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you. And let's try one more time if we can hear from Leslie or Carrie Freeman. If we could go back to the Get Cities slide for a second.
Hi, Davar. Thank you. It is allowing me to unmute now. I was feverishly typing in the chat, but just want to thank you for having us. Get Cities exists to shift women, trans and non-binary humans into their power and influence across the tech industry. And there's no opportunity more ripe than those in AI, where women are only representing about 22% of that workforce. So there's a huge opportunity for us to collectively lift more of those voices for a more diverse set of innovations and strategies going forward. And we're just delighted to be with you all as we honor these women, trans and non-binary people across North America. So thank you for having us.
Absolutely, thank you. And if there's someone from Mila who would like to take the stage, I know that Valerie Pisano is part of the leadership. And again, it's really extraordinary. I mean, all of you in the data and AI field know the name Joshua Bengio. So we're just thrilled to have Mila as part of this effort. And then Amy as well is potentially Stephanie Enders here. Cool. So I know, Frinzi, you said people will be joining in and out. Let's go forward to welcome the Institute for Education, and that is Coach Kathy Kemper. Coach Kathy Kemper is a longtime proponent and champion of technology. The Institute for Education is a Washington, D.C. based non-for-profit company committed to engaging the global community to harness soft diplomacy, data, and innovation altogether. Coach, did you want to say something quickly?
No, yes, I just want to say how proud we are to be associated with this, and keep on killing it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. And then the last partner we'll talk about is IVOW. That stands for Intelligent Voices of Wisdom. And I happen to be the founder of that company. And it's exciting to announce that our chatbot, Sina, will be the official AI storyteller of the awards. And it's nice to have a voice AI along for the ride. So I'll turn it now back to Susan. Thank you.
Thank you, Davar. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, right.
So are you excited about the Y Awards in North America this year? I'm pleased to introduce the extraordinary group of women leading this initiative in North America. I want to introduce the steering committee integrated by Alessandra Sala, our Women in AI Global President, Davar Ardalan, our Y North America Senior Advisor, and Buba Subram, Y North America and USA Ambassador, Francie Clement, Y Canada Ambassador, and myself, Susan Verdiguer, the currently Ambassador for Women in AI Mexico. Next slide, please. I want to introduce the advisory board, which is formed by women and men who have an extraordinary journey to build and grow the artificial intelligence ecosystem in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. We have a diverse and inclusive group of experts collaborating to the Y Awards North America 2022 from different backgrounds and expertise from AI Global, SecondMuse, Microsoft, Mastercard, Topcoder, World Economic Forum, IBM, University of Montreal, Tech de Monterrey, Get Cities, and more. I want to say thank you to all the group of advisors for helping us and to make this possible, and for contributing to raising the voice of professional and young women in the field of artificial intelligence. We want to recognize the amazing contribution to this initiative. I want to mention some of them: Casey Mathers, Data Science Access AA, Kiefer Butterfield, Head of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning at the World Economic Forum, Krista Kinar, Chief Emerging Technology at the USA Department of Labor, Leobardo Morales Tiburcio, Customer Success Manager and Artificial Intelligence Enthusiast at IBM, Manuel Morales, Director at Fin Machine Learning, Professor at the University of Montreal, Nadia Carolina Rojas Ramirez, mentor in AI smart assistant and chatbots, and senior manager at BBVA. Noeli Silver, Vice President Solutions and Architecture at Elective AI, and González Calvillo, the legal firm, and Tamara Moore, Corporate Counsel Litigation at Northrop Grumman Corporation. Next slide, please. And I want to say thank you as well, we want to recognize the amazing contribution for all women across North America behind this initiative. Our group of volunteers who have joined forces to make this possible. Thanks, ladies for volunteering and contributed with their talents and skills to the Y Awards, and this initiative wouldn't be possible without all your contribution. The project elite team confirmed by Crystal So, Yvette Sanchez Bravo, Shimayali Shingam, and Priyanka Chala. And the marketing and communication team, women across Canada, Mexico, and USA as well, contributing to to make all these efforts for this project. Tisha, Paulina, Reishu, Kara, Preshka, and Sinapu. And finally, the operations team, Sue Throng, Samantha De Finasuara, Brenda Fierro, and Sandra Garza. Okay, Francie.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you, everyone. So let me start with a brief overview. But prior to that, we have two more representatives from our sponsors who have joined us. Can I please welcome Stephanie from Amy to speak two words about Amy and this collaboration?
Thank you, Francie. I just wanted to echo everyone's words that we're so excited to support, especially a North American effort to celebrate all of the amazing people in our industry who are making a big change. And here at Amy, we are really focused on talent development. And so just over the moon to be sponsoring the young role model in AI and providing that next generation of AI leadership, even more wonderful faces to look up to and write those book reports about and do those presentations. So we're really looking forward to meeting all of the amazing young people in your life that you want to showcase and celebrate over the course of these awards. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I would also like to invite if Benjamin, if you're here from Mela, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Hello and hi, Francie, and thank you for allowing me to quickly introduce. So basically, Mila is very like Amy, actually one of our sister institutes in Canada. So I'm very happy to see that we've joined forces. I think it's something that is certainly extremely important for Mila, but generally speaking for the sister institutes and CFAR and the Pan-Canadian AI strategy, to send a very strong message that that it is essential that we not only just kind of say that we want more women to be there, but actually that we show up at these kind of events, that we support it financially, and that we make sure to really kind of look structurally at how we're doing our activities. And so we understand the obstacles that women are facing and we really try and overcome them. And I'm the director of AI for Humanity, and it's one of the specific mandates that we have. So it's really nice to be alongside all of you, and thank you for welcoming us.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you so much for all the amazing sponsors and partners we have. Thank you, everyone. So let's look at briefly about the award categories, the different award categories that we have under Women in AI Awards North America 2022. So we are looking at 6 categories and 8 awards in together. It can be any AI innovator, researcher, disruptor from North America, that is from USA, Canada, or Mexico. And we have AI Entrepreneur of the Year, AI Disruptor of the Year, AI Innovator of the Year, AI Researcher of the Year, and we have 3 awards under AI for Good, Responsible AI Leader of the Year, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, DE&I AI Leader of the Year, Environment, Social and Governance, ESG AI Leader of the Year. And we want to especially recognize the young women who are trailblazers, who are influencers, and making their mark in women in artificial intelligence. And that's why we have created this Outstanding in AI category, which is for the Young AI Role Model of the Year. So there are so many different options. These awards are very generic and also very specific enough for everybody to apply. So let's say if you are in a startup, you are a co-founder or a founder, but you have an AI-based initiative, you can apply for the AI in Startup Award. If you are in government, public sector, trying to make a change in policy that can help AI ecosystem develop, or if you are using applied AI and building a product, we can change things for the common good at a city, federal, or a state level, then you're looking to apply in AI in government, AI Disruptor of the Year award. If you are in a corporate sector and if you want to, if you're working on in building AI product or in working in AI projects, or you're a tech leader, any hat you play, you are welcome to apply in the AI industry, AI Innovator of the Year. And any AI researchers across North America are welcome to apply in the AI Researcher of the Year. We have very special initiatives under AI for Good. And if you fall under any of this category, we'll be very glad that you will be applied. And of course, the final one, which is Young AI Role Model of the Year. So I just want to spend like 2 minutes on how to apply for the people who have joined this call and would like to apply. So we have already opened our applications, and you can find that in womeninai.co/Y awards NA. And if you go to the award categories or awards and applications button, you will be able to find all the details of different awards, different eligibility criteria, and the apply button is given there. So currently it is only available in English, but if you need any help in filling the applications like translations to French or Spanish, please feel free to reach out to us at womenandai.co, and we will be helping you to fill out this application and help you be nominated and hopefully recognized through these awards. So I'm going to quickly go to through the guidelines, general guidelines for being in the award. So you're allowed to self-nominate yourself, or you can be nominated by your peers or your friends as well. So there are two options available, and we encourage that you apply only in one particular category that best suits your profile. So if there are multiple submissions, then we have to make a decision and move you to the category that has lowest participation. So please make a choice and only apply in one specific category. And being a nominee means you have to be associated to the AI ecosystem in USA, Mexico, or Canada. So please go to our website, review the eligibility criteria, understand which award category you have to apply, gather references from your peers, your mentors, your leaders, and then put in your applications. That would be the best way you can, differentiate yourself and, get evaluated for this award. So once you fill out this application, you will get a response saying that we have received your award, your nomination. So once more, the award timelines, applications are open. We encourage you to apply fast. The applications will close by end of March 15th. And tentatively, we are having our award ceremony in a hybrid event. The date for the award ceremony is May 13th. We are tentatively hosting it in Washington, D.C. Of course, that the tentative part is coming because of the COVID regulations. I know how things are going to go, but we are being very hopeful and positive that we will have a live event, in-person event, and also virtual at the same time to support, to see and have the presence of everyone across North America who can join and celebrate this awards together. So we are also looking to get judges for these different award categories. So I will put the link on the chat as well. But if you're interested in being a judge, please fill out this form and we will reach out to you. I'm going to stop sharing now. And just before we go, I just wanted to, for the benefit of those who are in this call, I'm just going to share screen once more and quickly show you how to apply for this award. So here is our website. So if you come to womenandai.co, awards NA, you're looking to click awards and applications or award categories, either of this. And when you reach here, you have buttons that will directly take you to the application form. You have all the information here, the guidelines, awards and eligibility criteria. And if you have any questions, we have some frequently asked questions also added. And if there is anything, please reach out to wyawardsna@womenandai.co. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and hand this platform over to Davar to initiate our panel discussion, which is the key event for today. Davar, the stage is all yours. Please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Frinzi. It's so incredibly impressive to see all of you and to see the team behind this remarkable international effort. And it's really important as we begin, something that Leslie also pointed out, that literally the World Economic Forum reports that only 26% of data and AI positions in the workforce are women. Furthermore, Gartner predicts that in 2022, which is the year that we are in right now, 85% of AI projects will deliver erroneous outcomes. And owing to bias in data algorithms or the teams responsible for managing them. And one of the most effective ways, obviously, to address bias in AI is to engage diverse teams throughout the process. And diversity means diversity of geography, diversity of gender, diversity of cultural background and heritage, diversity of ages. I'm 57, yay. You can be an AI and be 57. And also just really enabling and building an ecosystem that is welcoming. And that's one thing as we turn into the panel, I want to emphasize that the sponsors that are with us, including Get Cities and also Top Coder and Coach Kathy Kemper, are really interested in being part of the capacity building. So yes, we have 8 winners, but what can we offer for those who don't win? Because it's not only about winning, it's about being able to also build a capacity. So I'd like to welcome our 3 panelists, and please welcome Jean J. Turnbull, the Director of Fraud Intelligence and Strategy, Product Development at Mastercard. Hi, Jay. And then I'd like to bring back Leslie Lynn Smith, National Director of Get Cities, as well as Leo Morales, the Customer Service Success Manager at IBM. And thank you so much for joining us. It's really important as we set the scene, and Frinzi did an amazing job of talking about what some of the categories are. But Leslie, why don't we begin with you, and why don't you tell us what you're looking for in terms of the types of women who self-nominate, or the types of people that we're looking for. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks again for having me. It's really exciting to be positioning these awards to celebrate women innovators in this space. And mostly, I think it's so that others see themselves in these opportunities, right? If this is a path that is singularly occupied by men, and there are very few people with whom we can relate or see ourselves, we're unlikely to travel this path. And so for us, every woman who is nominated will be representative of a frontiers woman who is really charting the path for those that will come behind her. And we have an opportunity, instead of doing the same things and expecting different outcomes, like assuming that eventually we will build a more inclusive AA economy, we can start with a concerted and committed effort now to expand inclusion through the creation of opportunities for women, trans, and non-binary people, and celebrating them through vehicles like the WAI Awards is one really good way to do that. As you said, we're in 3 cities across the US and would love to continue to support the growth and development of practitioners in the AI space. And so would love not only women who have achieved the highest levels of success, but who are willing to pour back into women in the communities where they work and live, so that we can build the next generation of AI leaders as well.
Amazing, thank you. Jean, you're joining us from Toronto. You're at Mastercard. Love to know what you think regarding the AI sector in Canada. Obviously it's growing, the industry is growing, but how do we ensure that the pipeline of women who are getting computer science and technology degrees continues to grow and is welcoming as this industry grows?
Yeah, that's a great question, and kind of a difficult one. It's going to take, a combination of support from academia, government, private sector, public sector, really to continue to attract women to the AI and computer science platforms. As you mentioned, when you consider half of the women that are working represent the workforce, and we've only got maybe 22, 26% in the data science fields, we're clearly underrepresented. And it's funny because it's not that we don't have strong talent in the women. We have some very talented and skilled women in STEM in the workforce. In Canada, I think 28% of graduates from engineering are women, 40% from computer science are women. So we've got the talent. So really, what's the answer? And I think, unfortunately, there's not a silver bullet, but there's probably a bunch of things that we can do. And I think the first is really lead by example. Organizations need to have good role models and women in senior technology and data scientist roles. We also need to leverage industry associations and memberships and promote and recognize women's contributions to advancing AI and data science, whether that's through training, education, or award programs similar to this. And then employers, they have a huge role to play, and particularly in fields that are traditionally very male-dominated, by offering those flexible work hours to help balance work and lifestyle, responsibilities, whether it's child or parental care or other obligations. And then finally, on the educator side, start early and start young. Start introducing AI and computer science to girls at a very early age and promote those programs like Girls in Coding and science fairs and hackathons. And hopefully these activities and continued effort from the whole industry will actually advance and really draw in more talent and desire to the AI and computer science fields.
Thank you so much. And on this call, and obviously part of the foundations of building this program are women and men from across academia, industry, enterprise. Krista Kennard is here from the United States Labor Department. We have Camille Eddy here, Casey Matthews, examples of extraordinary women who are already in the field of AI. And through the course of this next few months, as we socialize the application, you will be hearing from them. So you will learn their story. And similar to what you said, Jean, it's about representation. It's about showing the women who are in the field, how are they balancing, how are they being welcomed to the industry. Leo, I'd love to go to you. You're in Mexico City at IBM. Maybe give us a sense of what the AI community is like in Mexico and what your hopes and desires are regarding empowering more women in Mexico to join. And maybe you guys could put yourself on mute. I hear a chair or something. Thank you, Leo.
Thanks for having me. I'm pleased and honored to be with all of you. Thank you so much, and thanks for the questions. I really feel that there is a good progress in the communities in Mexico. They have done a good job empowering women to lead conferences, meetups, webinars. They are very active communities, and just for mention some, Women in Data, Hack Women, Pi Ladies, Our Ladies, those are global communities, but they have presence here in Mexico. Oh, by the way, this week, CANIETI, that is the National Chamber of Electronic Telecommunications and Information Technology Industry, led by a very good friend, is launching a Tech for Inclusion bootcamp. Then those are some of the initiatives that I see, and which bring some organizations, to this inclusive innovation. But in the other hand, I think there's still some isolated efforts for individuals, that still need support, and still need sponsorship, to help these smaller groups to start to be interested, as Jay mentioned, in the STEAM careers from the childhood. Well, in short, I think these are good efforts, and they are more interested in the communities. But also, this is the time to demonstrate what they are doing on these categories, and to be nominated, evaluated, and awarded. And secondly, about how to encourage more women, I think, and as I already mentioned, we must support these efforts, for interested in the girls, from the STEAM careers. But also, I have seen some careers and some masters that, at least in Mexico, they launched like 1 or 2 years ago, but we're still seeing very few participation from women. No? There is a lot to do already.
Yes, absolutely. And I think at the same time that there are not that many women in the field of AI, the ones that are there are doing astonishing work. And there are examples of them from the United States, from Canada, from Mexico. They're here on the call. You all inspire us. And, you know, I think it would be great, maybe, Jean, to hear from you specifically on what kind of women are you looking, you know, to encourage? How will you be sharing these applications? The categories, once again, for those of you who might have just joined us, are AI in startups, AI in research, AI for good, AI in government, AI in industry, and then young role model in AI. And as I mentioned, even though there'll be 8 winners, we definitely are not looking at not providing any other kind of capacity building for the women who are the trailblazers, as Leslie mentioned. So Jean, maybe you could tell us how you'll be helping share the application to encourage more women in Canada, and who are you looking for?
So it's actually, I'm reaching out to my network. I'm reaching out to business contacts and people that I know have a strong interest and previous colleagues. So having worked in and led a data science team, I'm very well connected with a number of industry people on the business and operations side. From some of the mentoring work I've done, I've met some very talented women that are in the studies and doing their masters and doctorates. And I think they're great candidates to, you know, one, become aware of women in AI so that it can be like a future support channel for them. But also to, you know, have them make those connections and network, because it is so incredibly important that they learn to leverage the community and they learn to ask the right questions so that they can be helped and their careers can be advanced and progressed. So for me, it's really, I'm going to reach out to my network. I'm going to use my social media, I'm going to put it on LinkedIn. I'm going to tweet it. And then, you know, there's a few candidates that I think are just excellent candidates or individuals who should be nominated for an award. And I'm going to really have those discussions with them and let them know that, you know, this is a great opportunity, not only to meet people of like minds, but to advance your career in the field of AI, and a great learning and personal growth period opportunity.
Amazing. Leslie, at Get Cities, you know, your core mission is to encourage the young generation of girls and women to get into the fields of technology. So I'm curious how you think about how you'll be sharing these applications and encouraging more women to self-nominate or to be part of this capacity building exercise.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that question, because I think there's a lot that we try to do in this work that brings women or other marginalized or underestimated populations to the precipice of opportunity and then sort of leave them hanging. What I love about this is with the recognition comes access to networks and capacity and skill building that will ensure they have access to the next contract or the next piece of capital or the next opportunity, because sort of awards without a connection to that sort of additional opportunity, I think is a missed space for us. And we often celebrate the largesse of women and the magical, mystical things they're doing in difficult industries, but don't follow through to ensure that they're having access to that next level of opportunity or influence in the economy. So we want to make sure we're encouraging women who are doing great things and have additional steps to take so that as they climb, they can lift those that are coming behind them in the industry and ensure that we're having growth across all segments of experience. I would say that a lot of initiatives are designed to have a celebration without a follow-up. And what I love about this initiative is there is not only a celebration of extraordinary acts and contributions, but a commitment to ongoing support and growth of those individuals in this network, as well as their connection to others that they can mentor and lift into their careers. And then finally, I think, you know, there's the criticality of our roles as models of behavior and examples for other women in the industry, but there's also a deep need to continue to be supported and advanced in their own right. So I'm excited to nominate women who have needs in both regards.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to go to you, Leo, and then I did want to open it up to questions just for the last couple minutes. So if you have any questions, either put them in chat, and then Buva, Frinzi, or Susan, we can look at those. But something you said, both of you, Jean and Leslie, really resonates. You know, in this process, to also understand and help young women understand that they can come from every different background. Okay, they can be moms, they can be sisters, they can, you know, no matter what their gender, you know, how they self-identify. The importance is that we want this industry to understand it needs to be welcoming for women. Women are moms, like I said, I am a mom. So it's really important that we don't just have one cookie cutter approach to the kinds of, obviously, the one we're looking for, or the way that we engage and share these applications. They have to be done, which is why I'm so excited to have you know, our press release in 3 different languages. And Leo, I'm going to you, because what are ways that we can be authentic? There's a huge team behind this in Mexico. How can we reach more women in Mexico to encourage them to be part of this, to self-nominate and to shine, really, for us to learn more about them?
Well, as part of the community, I think the community has to be very active, no? Nominating people, no? I am going to work on that. But also as a Mexican Society in Artificial Intelligence, I'm going to work with the team, the board of the Mexican Society, to bring all these together, no? To bring all these women that want to participate on this and or want to nominate somebody else, no? Because sometimes that happens, no? Nobody wants to nominate by themselves. But well, I think the social networks, at least in this moment, is very, very important, no? All the meetups, I manage like a meetup for 2,000 people. Then I think there are different ways, no, to bring all these women and people that want to participate.
Wonderful, thank you. Yeah, I'll open it up to questions. Frinzi, do you know if any questions have come in? One question I'd love you to think about is, you know, when we hear about awards and nominations, sometimes imposter syndrome can be a big factor for women to not come forward because they don't think they're good enough, they haven't achieved as much, and yet they might have actually been the force behind creating of a product, right? But because they don't get internal recognition, they don't think that they should be, you know, nominating themselves. So maybe talk to us a little bit about how would you advise the young and senior generation to help break these sort of barriers and help empower women to be strong and to believe in themselves. Maybe Jean, if you had some thoughts on that. Oh, you're on mute.
I think we've all kind of, at one time in our careers or another, experienced imposter syndrome. And I think, you know what, women are usually their worst critics. And so, you know, focus on what you've done well and really recognize that, you know what, you don't have to do everything well, but focus on your strengths and really remember that your contribution will reflect in a unique way. So bring your best self to it. and your best skill set, and let that be recognized kind of as the best way. So really, my advice to younger and senior generation is really just embrace the change. And, you know, throughout my career, I've sought opportunities to use emerging technologies, and it's really benefited me in the long run. So, you know, don't beat yourself up. Look at the positive yourself, nominate yourself, and put forth kind of your best face. And you'll be surprised, you really how talented and how much you have to offer to the table.
Great. Yeah, I wanted to open up the floor. Like Carrie, I'd love to hear from you what your thoughts are on how we can encourage more women to nominate themselves. I'll go to Carrie first, and then I want to go to Camille Eddy. And I also want to do a big shout out to the IVOW team that's on, Nisa McCoy and Kim Oleski. But Carrie, let me throw it to you.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think making it super easy, having women share on social media when they nominated themselves. I mean, that's pretty bold. I will tell you that I have a couple staff members who are absolute rock stars in their own right, and they always ask me, hey, will you please write this letter of recommendation for me? I'm going to submit for myself. And I'm like, heck yeah. So but I think it is not the norm. It is, you know, it is definitely not the norm, I think, for anyone, but definitely women. So I think we just need to be more visible with it, and get some people who are really courageous to do that and honor them for it. So yeah. I know it seems those things seem really, really simple, but I think
I think you're right.
Viral.
Like, you guys, let's please make a note of that. Like, women should be able to self-nominate themselves on social media, also using the hashtag, because then at least we get to know them, and you know, we can start having conversations with them. Let's go to Camille if she's available, and then let's go to Adam, because I want to hear from Top Coder. You have really amazing ideas on sort of some projects and programs that you have at Top Coder that women can be part of. Camille, would you like to share any insights? Okay, let's go to Adam, and then Coach Kemper, if you're here, would love to hear from you. Adam.
Yeah, so over at Top Coder, we have learning paths. We have different ways to I'd say upskill and reskill, but to just engage with different technologies and to learn. So obviously in AI, but to take that knowledge and apply it to real projects that are coming through. So like right now we have some NASA competitions that we're running to find a comet, and if you happen to find a comet, you can help name the comet. So you know, we have all these different types of crazy kind of opportunities, but also at the core, just getting involved and understanding that you can raise your hand and get help and be able to to progress within any of the technologies. We just ran a program with Adobe to engage with their PDF SDKs, and as part of that program, we did a highlight of all the developers, and one of the top developers was a woman, but I wasn't aware of that until we actually got her profile. You know, it was like, and so it was very cool to be able to highlight that, but to also, you know, where can we continue to encourage, right? And say, hey, like, you know, these things can be noticed sooner and applauded sooner. And of course, since then, she has won many challenges. And of course, has on her own spoken up and made a name for herself inside our community. But I would say the learning paths, the education paths, and then of course, just the opportunity to say, hey, I've worked on these types of projects and benefit your career.
Wonderful. I'll throw it to Coach Kathy Kemper if she's here, but I just wanted to also share that, so Top Coder represents something like 1.6 million coders around the world, and they work on different challenges. I think that that's an incredible way for women who are, you know, in the field of data and AI and want to, for example, take 6 months off to be home, but still want to be able to be part of a challenge and to make, you know, win a prize. And it's like, that gig economy is also something that we need a lot more women in, because it's a way to make an income. It's a way to keep your, self out there and active. So we'll be talking more about that. Yeah, if Camille or anyone else who wants to make a comment, you don't have to have a question. We just want to open the field to you.
Davar, would it be okay if I jumped in with a comment about imposter syndrome? I think imposter syndrome is really dangerous for women. And I think in this environment, I just want to sort of remind everyone that this doubting of abilities and feeling like a fraud at work is born out of this othering or lack of belonging. And we've almost sort of pathologized the belief that there is something wrong with us and that we don't belong. And in fact, it's the very environments in which we sit that are neither welcoming or inclusive or belonging that make us feel like we don't belong. And so I think we all have our own work to do, and I spend every day figuring out how I can become a better version of myself. But I also think there's work to do at the macro and cultural levels that create a space for women and people of color and otherly abled folks and trans and non-binary humans to not feel as if they don't belong in the space and thus be imposters. And awards are one way of celebrating our efforts, but the work we're all collectively doing to create cultures that are more diverse, belonging, and welcoming, hopefully will excuse us from the invitation to ever feel like we are imposters at anything, and be able to sort of wholly recognize what's extraordinary in ourselves. And I think it's important in these types of conversations to lift that up.
Thank you. Beautifully said. Leo, we are recording this session, so if there's anything you wanted to say specifically in Spanish that we could later pull out and put on social media, I'm giving you, 30 seconds to a minute. Go for it.
I was thinking in a phrase from Pixar that is "Silencio, Bruno." No, that is from Luca. No, and it has a. It's very related with this syndrome. No, because of course everybody has this kind of emotion, and they don't want to nominate by themselves. No, but as I mentioned before, no, it's time to demonstrate what they are doing, and time to be nominated and award for that. No, but also I want to add that the industry, the women in the industry have to see the way that they can invite other women to work with them. No, this week or the past week, I participated in a nomination process. From one bank, the new bank, and they have a nomination process for people that want to participate in their enterprise. No, but they have a separate nomination process for women, and that is the same women that work already there. They organize a separate, a general process and a separate process for women, because sometimes they have some limitations. They have some limitations in their head, no, but not limitations in their work, no. Then that is a good idea, no, for the women that are already working in this enterprise. They can bring more people, more women to work with them.
Perfect. Wonderful. So I'm going to thank all of you, Jean, Leslie, and Leo, for joining us. And I'm going to turn it over to Frenzy as we say goodbye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Davar. Thank you, Leslie, Jay, Leo, and thank you, everyone. Each and every one of you who has joined us today, and also to the amazing advisory board, the organizers behind this initiative, and the sponsors and partners for this Y Awards North America. Collectively, we are going to make a difference. This is just the beginning for Y Awards North America. For years to come, this is going to evolve into something that I can't even express express in words. Thank you so much for your support, your hard work. We hope that you continue to support this awards. Please continue to share this in your social network, your peers, your friends. Please encourage them to apply. We have a very short window, 1.5 months, but we are hopeful that we will get a diverse women from different fields, from different sectors to apply, from different age groups to apply, no matter where they are in North America, what they do. But if they are associated with AI, we would definitely want you to apply and be recognized through these awards. Once again, thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening, and looking forward to connect with you. Keep in touch. Take care. Good night.
Good night.